Howdy, howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. Oh, gotta move these mics around. Sorry if that's loud. Top of the morning to you. What's up, chat? What's up, archive peeps? How we living? Is we alive? There it is. Get TikTok going too. Gotta clean the screen. Top of the morning, friends. It's a Monday. The Monday after Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day to any of my fathers out there. If you weren't celebrated, you can celebrate yourself. And that is where a lot of celebration stems from, is being celebrated by yourself. Something that I did for many years without validation, uh, or maybe without being able to receive the validation that I was looking for. And it all pays off. It all pays off. So, with that being said, top of the morning and welcome to another Reikimarco live. A lot of changes coming. A lot of changes coming. I feel that. Um, and everything's up to this point has just been blowing me away in terms of what's been going on. And so Father's Day was excellent. I just went for a hike with my buddy, who's also a dad. He's a farmer, and really cool cat, really sweet guy. Him and my daughter, his daughter and my daughter are around the same age. They're like 6, 7 months apart. And yeah, just being a dad is great. Anyway, Father's Day was fun. We just went for a hike, had some dinner over at his place, and yeah, it was really really simple. Simple Father's Day. As a father, that's one thing that is life has just become so much more simple. Being a dad, especially as a man, I feel like there's so much of the forces of darkness out to discourage men from becoming fathers, that there's a lot of stories and a lot of men have experienced fatherhood as being very challenging. And I genuinely believe it's because they're focused on the wrong things. They're focused on being a good dad rather than being who they are. Because who they are, I believe, inside every man is the potential to be a really great dad, and in every woman there's a potential to be a really great mother. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what you have to do with your energy, but it's beautiful. So anyway, fatherhood and parenting with human design. Let's start off with that topic. I've used a lot of my knowledge with human design to parent. For reference, I'm a reflector. My partner is a splenic projector, and our daughter is an emotional manifesting generator, which is funny because that's all the non-sacral types. So I always like to say it's like a bad human design joke because, you have three non-sacral beings in a family. Like, what does the family do? How does the family operate? And the answer is we just do our best. That's what every family does. Every family does their best. And when it comes to what is the best for each family, that's very unique based off of each family. Something in human design that is really helpful for parents is just understanding the differences in authority. Like, my authority is lunar, my partner's authority is splenic, our daughter's authority is emotional. And so while Emerald is her authority is mostly in survival and health, our daughter's authority is in her emotions. And my authority is in the environment. And so there's a really beautiful contrast that if you learn to appreciate the contrast of authority, then you can really actually love people, not based off their superficial love language, what they think they like, but actually being able to recognize when one of their organs is reached a point of capacity and is now stretching and growing, which is a very challenging process when your spleen has to learn how to take on another pathogen, or it has to learn how to fight a new disease. there's how you say consequences, or there's kickback. There's energy that's diverted from your day-to-day routine that now your body has to learn how to fight this new pathogen, this new virus, whatever it is, new bacteria. Same thing with the emotion. When your emotion is forced to learn a new emotion, or how to process a new emotion, or do it in a new way, or do it on a different timeline than it's used to, that will sometimes take you out of your day to day. And being taken out of your day to the mind is very abrupt. It's intrusive. The mind doesn't like it because the mind likes repeatable patterns, right? The mind likes to say, oh, this is how that is, and that's how it's always going to be. And so I can always trust that to do that. It's looking for a level of certainty externally. And life is not like that. Life is not a straight, narrow path. And so it's so important to remember that while the mind wants to get you on a straight and narrow path, nothing in life is a straight and narrow path. Sometimes it's straight and narrow at times, but oftentimes there's like all these diverging energies. And so the changes that I feel are coming, there's sort of this, I mean, there's a lot of different changes that are coming personally in my own life. I say that in that I'm going to be having another baby soon, so that's going to be a big change. On the world scope, it's like World War III is just like right there looming in the horizon. AI and the techno apocalypse is like right there looming on the horizon. And so there's a lot of seeming decisions that people have to make, and it's not in their power to make. The choices that you actually have available to you are quite simply, are you going to train your nervous system to be able to handle what's coming, what's here, and what you went through? Or are you going to allow other people to tell you how you should feel about things? To me, that's the only choice people have. You're either going to side with some external authority that says you should hate these people because of this, or you should hate the enemies of those people because of this, or you are going to connect with your organs, the physical organs inside of you, and you're going to learn how to talk to your spleen. You're going to learn how to listen to your heart, etc. Or just shift yourself into another reality so you don't have to deal with that havoc. See, that doesn't work for me. Like, shifting yourself into another reality doesn't mean you're avoiding, it doesn't mean that you're actually like dealing with the havoc, which is like, there's so many people that I feel like are going to check out and they're just going to go into AI. Like, spiritual AI is one of the cringiest things to me, and not in like the cool viral cringe memorable way, but it's like people think that they're using their AI therapist or their AI spiritual mentor to give them insights, and they're just like getting more forces, more external authority. There's another thing outside of them that's telling them how they should be. The greatest intelligence that we have is literally from our organs. It's from the biological tissue compounds that keep us alive. That's really where we ought to be resourcing our information from. And so there's so much distortion happening with AI and the internet, and it's really going to make it clear who actually has a connection with their body and not. I just see AI as an extension of us. After all, it came from us. We think about right. So for me, like AI, and this is a great topic, because AI to me is like an external ajna. It's something that memorizes, it tracks patterns, it doesn't feel relationships, it can't really sense danger outside of the ajna's ability or the mental ability to contextualize danger. Like the spleen, for instance, is an organ that literally is scanning your blood, and it's deploying white blood cells. It's detecting pathogens and viruses and foreign things in your body, and it's helping to protect you against foreign things in your body. It's literally your immune system. And in human design, if you have a defined spleen, that is something like you can't get away from your health. If you're in an unhealthy environment, or there's something that you're putting in your body that's unhealthy, your spleen will let you know right away and it'll take you out. Like when we get sick, right? One of the side effects of getting sick is having low energy, coughing, sneezing. Most people think the coughing and the sneezing is the sickness, but that's the response to the sickness. Your spleen is the thing that makes you aware of when something potentially could be harmful to your health. And so when it comes to AI, AI will have you do all of these, how do you say, it's helpful, but it's only helpful as an externalized thinking mechanism. It's not helpful if you want to connect with your sacral, at least as it is right now. There's not to say there isn't ways you can program AI, but it's you have to with an AI. One of the things that you have to remember is that you're the one working with that entity and that object. Same thing with human design. Your physical body, your mind, your experience is the thing working with human design. So if you just let human design tell you who you are, you're not necessarily using human design the way it was intended. Fingers cramping. I hope that gets you a bit. 1.1 thousand likes. That was you, Sarah? Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. You might have heard me say this before, but if you're tapping, don't tap with the thumb because this is your radial line that keeps you in chronic focus. Tap with your pinkies and your ring fingers because that's at least not furthering the dysfunction that so many people are locked in here on this app. And it's again, most people's like, no problem, cool beans, you're the best, appreciate you. Yeah, it's like, this is the thing, is the opposable thumb is the thing that changed us, right? These mutations, we went from like having paws like cats and dogs and animals to our ancestors having thumbs. And this is another dimension of reality. But then people get locked up in this and they don't remember how to be bored. They don't remember how to be peaceful. They don't remember how to just be. They only remember the utility. What do I need to grab? What do I need to pick? And so we're going to do a little exercise here. One of my favorite exercises. It's just called head panning. It's super simple. Keep your eyes on your phone. Put your phone down if you can. Free up your hands. That's really helpful. If not, you can hold your phone up like this. But you're going to keep your eyes on the screen and you're going to smell. Turn your head to the left. Once you get all the way over here, swallow. And then blow a cool stream of air as you come back to the center. Smell in the other direction, and I literally mean smell. What do you smell? Keep your eyes looking here. Swallow. It's okay if it's hard to swallow. Do your best. Cool stream of air. Smell again into the left. Swallow. Cool stream of air. One more time to the right. Smell to the right. Make sure your shoulder isn't pushing forward as a way of getting your head to turn. Just turning the head. Swallow. Cool stream of air. One more time. This will be 3 rounds in total. Smell to the left. Swallow. Cool stream of air. This is going to help regulate your nervous system. Smell to the right. Swallow. Cool stream of air. So if you did that with me, let me know in the chat how that felt for you, how you're feeling now. Love that. Also, let me know if that was your first time ever doing anything like that. For a lot of people, they come across my live or my videos, or they're in our membership, and this is like the first time that they've ever explored any kind of like peripheral energies. And so there's 2 types of responses in life. You have your sympathetic nervous system, which is responding to things that are in front of you. It's fight or flight. It's focus. And this is where everyone is stuck. We're all stuck on our phones. We're all stuck on our computers, and we're trying to figure out, like, how do we get unstuck? That was cool. First time. Yeah, first time I tried it. Awesome. So good, guys. Don't let it be the last, please. And don't wait for me next time to do this. If you're feeling stressed out or any of that stuff, this is so simple. It's so simple. But what it's doing is it's helping you access what's called your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your side body and your back body. This is where peace, this is where rest and digest, this is where relaxation is. That's where anxiety goes to die, is in your parasympathetic nervous system. Problem is, if you can't let go of what's right in front of you, you're never going to be able to actually relax. And this is the thing. People watch TV as a form of relaxation, but they're staring at a screen. They're still in their sympathetic nervous system. You know what people used to do before there was TV? They would watch the clouds. What's interesting about the clouds is that even though you might be staring at one cloud, there's not enough stimulation to keep you looking at that one cloud, and so your eyes will tend to wander. The clouds move kind of slow. The birds moving across the sky many miles away are moving slow. So your body is not stuck in this trying to grasp at what's right in front of you because you know you can't grasp it. And human beings are suffering a psychosis on a mass level right now. And if you're hearing this live, this is not an accident. You're here because you're a part of what I would consider a resistance. You're part of the remainder of an equation where everybody is just getting put into these boxes. You're this, you're that, you're that, you're this, you're that. And if you're here, you're not here to be put into a box. You're here to actually help, how you say, bust out of these boxes and really like explore the concept of busting out of these boxes, because we're in boxes, no doubt. But I put myself in the box. The people put me in these boxes. So yeah, can you share some insight about mental projectors, what they're capable of? So nobody like in terms of mental projectors, you're capable of literally telling us where an environment should go or where a community should go, but not if your nervous system is cracked. And most people, their nervous system is cracked. And one of the ways that you can tell if your nervous system needs work is look up, smell up, swallow, and blow a cool stream of air. Come back to the center. If you can't look up, swallow, and that's easy. If you can't look to the side, swallow. If you can't cock the head, swallow. If your swallowing mechanism, if there's any challenge there, your nervous system needs work. And before you dive into human design, my recommendation is to start practicing swallowing in these different orientations. Yep, can't 3-6 mental projector, right? So, and it's not that human design won't help you, it's that your mind knows what to do, but your body doesn't trust it yet. I can't swallow that many times in a row, right? Easily overwhelmed, KT? And again, these are not personal problems. Like you're not broken. You're afraid of using the parts of your body that were underdeveloped at one point, and someone punished you for being underdeveloped, like an older kid or a parent. It's like as a kid we cry, as a baby we cry, that's normal. But when you become a toddler, it's like, oh, don't cry anymore, there's no reason to cry. It's like, but I have no idea what's going on, how am I supposed to figure this out? It's like, oh, you better figure out. And it's there's these layers of stress and conditioning that get put on us by people, parents, authority figures, as a way of making life more convenient for them, but it totally destroys our developmental process. Oddly enough, naturally, I've been doing back and neck stretches lately because I've been sore. Yes. Yeah. Do you have tips or insights for determination on high sound? I would learn how to wiggle your ears. What if I can? If you can, that's great. Next step is to puff your cheeks out like you're a chipmunk, and then do the same thing. Smell. That's the next step. And the next step after that is and you guys see how I'm not losing the pressure? The primary goal of all of my work nowadays is to get people to the point where they can tolerate themselves so that they're not hiding their judgments from people, so that they're not surrounded by people that they have judgments about, but they don't feel comfortable or safe telling them what those judgments are. And those people end up taking so much space in their life that suddenly you're surrounded by people that you don't even like, or people that don't even like you, or people that don't know the real you. Agree. I never told my kids not to cry. On the contrary, I told them to get it out. It's a release. Right. Yeah. And so most of us have experienced some sort of developmental stunt, and all of us have experienced the overinflation of the mind, of the ability to make the right decision according to other people, of the ability to make the smart move, of the ability to convince other people that you're certain of something, of the ability to be seen, and how important it is to be seen as a point of authority rather than follow your own internal authority. And in a lot of ways, our lives have been hijacked by social media, but it's so much more than just like, oh, the algorithm is training you. It's not even that. The society that created the algorithm is the thing that's trying to pacify you. Just learned I'm a 5-1 generator. My brother's a 5-1 projector. Yeah. Those two tend to like not get along until they like recognize how uniquely different they are. I was talking to someone who's interested in trying sensor design. I sent the archive link to them. I hope they join. It was kind of exciting to share. I'm telling you, man, it's like it 100% is exciting to share because of course you've gotten so much value out of it. So it's freaking great. Um, the thing that I want everyone to consider, especially if you're into human design, is how much human design can actually help you if you can't do things that scare you, or you don't, or you have ineffective self-soothing techniques. We fought so much until adulthood, and we are way closer now. That's great. Upbringing, conditioning, to me, it kind of ruined my relationship, and I'm trying to save right now. Upbringing conditioned me. Aha, yeah. And so that's the thing, is also like, whatever relationship that you're in, especially if you're like doing the healing work, because the thing about doing healing work and like bringing up your conditioning and becoming aware of it, um, it might seem like it's ruining the relationship and you want to save the relationship, but that too might be your conditioning. One thing that's really challenging about raising your vibration, raising your frequency, you guys probably hear that a lot, is that the things and agreements and connections that you made at this level, which is where your conditioning is before you became aware of it, when you raise your vibration, these things can either rise with you or you can come back down. They either rise with you or you come back down. And by rise with you, sometimes they break and sometimes they're gone. But that's all that can happen. You raise your vibration, the connections, the relationships, etc., they either come up with you or they don't. Raising vibrations doesn't exist. Oh, explain. Get closer to Jesus. Bro, that's raising your vibration. Vibration of forgiveness, vibration of Jesus, that's raising your vibration. Don't get caught up in the semantics. I will slap you. After you know your human design type/details, like where do you start? What do you do with it? So, KT, and this is what I was kind of talking about, is knowing information about your human design doesn't necessarily help you if you don't have a connection with your body. And so, like you were mentioning before about not being able to swallow that many times in a row, being able to, and that's like drinking. Like when you're drinking water, that's like a natural function that if that isn't great, and then, I mean great, you're not going to be able to use anything about your human design. It'll just be like a talking head thing. It's like those people that, there's plenty of there are people in all kinds of religions that do this, but people who like preach the Bible, but then they don't follow the Bible. It's kind of that kind of stuff. Um, or people that preach forgiveness, but then they're condemning other people. It's kind of like that. And so when you realize that human design is actually just pointing you towards your physical body and working on your nervous system and your physical body and your emotional intelligence and your mental intelligence, this is the thing that actually raises your vibration. Most people go this route of like going to these retreats and doing all these different things, trying to join a lineage. And it's like the lineage of humanity is the lineage that you're already a part of. And if you get really good at that, get really good at being a human being, get really good at your bones and your left and right side, creating a sense of center for yourself, that's where you need to start. And I have a whole membership that teaches you this, and it's only $37 to get access to it. This is the difference between embodiment and enlightenment, right? Like so many people want to enlighten themselves and transcend the human form, but it's like you are human. And if you embrace the human form, that is one of the most spiritual things you can have. And one of the greatest ways to actually experience God and gnosis and any of the heightened spiritual states, like even yoga. The yoga in the West that we know is very, it's bastardized. It's been cut off from the source. The original yoga was designed as a way to strengthen the body so that yogis could sit in forms of meditation for longer. Like you can't sit in stillness if your body's sympathetic to parasympathetic to sympathetic regulation doesn't work. I've been doing a lot of nervous system work and healing work. Wonderful, Katie. Then now human design can help you. The first thing that I would do in human design is I would spend at least a month or at least 28 days. I like doing things in 28-day cycles because I'm a reflector. Um, do for the first 28 days, just spend those 28 days auditing yourself on your ability to follow your inner authority. So let's see. Did you say what your type is? If you're a mental projector, who should your partner be according to human design? It doesn't really matter. Like, cool question, but it's like, again, if you use your human design, if you like type someone out, like you try and look for somebody who is the right type for you according to human design, again, that's like going to a matchmaker, which is not necessarily a bad idea. But what you really want to do is get to the point where you have a sense of when someone is accepting you and respectful for you and loves you for who you are. And that comes from increasing your capacity for sensitivity. Like one thing that I'll say as well is Ra says it's really helpful to be with people who are the same type as you. So I would recommend experimenting with dating a mental projector as well, which is kind of hard because they're kind of rare. But then also date a generator and like see for yourself the difference in these human beings and their energetic systems. Because again, if you don't allow yourself to see for yourself, you're just trusting, like you can fall in love with someone's chart, or you can fall in love with your composite, but not your organs, and their organs are not synchronized. I'm only beginning to check in with my body, stretching and breathing intentionally, and checking with my inner self on certain people and dynamics. It's wild. It's right. It really is wild how little physical processing we do about other people, how much thinking we do about other people, and it's such a game changer. How do you know she's the one? Does that exist? I think it does exist. I feel like it does exist. The one is somebody who shows up as a reflection of your inner world. And the point of a relationship is to be able to, in my opinion, is to have a defined reflection. My little sister is a manifesting generator, so I have little idea of who they are. Right, but you have a lot of somatic experiences, right? Like you have a lot of when they do this or they do that, your body does this. There's like a lot of responses and stuff like that. And that's called your conditioning. And the idea is that the more familiar you can get with your current conditioning, the more clearly you can see it, the more you can see where those projections are showing up in your relationships with other people. I can't seem to stop thinking about someone. So, I mean, it makes sense. One of the things that I would say is if you can't stop thinking about someone, consider the archetype or the energy that you're attracted to in them, and recognize that it can appear in other people. And how do you want to court that energy? Like how can you become attractive to the energy that you're attracted to? How can you become more attractive to that energy? Because your thinking is trying to figure out, how do I get this person? But it's not the person that you're attracted to, it's the energy behind the person that you're attracted to. Maybe the physical form is alluring and exciting to you, but it's really the energy that's the thing that is going to create cohesion. And if you can't figure out what the energy is behind the attraction, then it might just be a lust thing. And lust things, it's like, a mosquito. It's alive for like a month and then it's gone. That's literally what I'm trying to say right now. Can you lose the one? That's what I see, but I pushed her away. Wasn't healed enough to handle the reflection. No, that's it's not that you weren't healed enough. It's that was the reflection. Like there's a scene in The Matrix 2. I don't know if you've seen The Matrix 2, but there's a scene where Morpheus, Trinity, and Neo basically go try to get something from this Frenchman, and he says no. And they're in the elevator, and Trinity's like, "Well, that sucked." And Morpheus goes, "Nope. what needed to happen is exactly what needed to happen, or what happened was exactly what needed to happen. It couldn't have gone any better. And she goes, how do you figure that? And he goes, we're still alive. We're still alive. And when it comes to the one, like, I don't believe that you're gonna lose the one. And again, this is just my belief. Like, if that person is the one, you will end up with them at some point. And the reflection and the acceptance and what you're going through right now, grieving the relationship, you're also grieving who you were and the level at where you're at. Because it's not like you weren't healed enough to be in the relationship. It's more so like you're still in the healing process. And at some point, like, a lot of reasons why relationships break up is because people think they know who they are. And then when they start to discover, as you mature, you either move further away from who you are. That's not necessarily maturing, but as you get older, you either mature, you move more in a more authentic way, or you deepen your conditioning further. You go further into the, this is who they want me to be, so I'll be that. And each relationship, it's like, think about how, let's say you do, there is one, and that person is 10, 20, 30 years away. There's a relationship that you're in. If your relationship that you're in, if you're truly giving your best to that relationship, is preparing you for that relationship, the one relationship, potentially. And there's not a way to make mistakes. There's just a way to learn from your experiences. Everything is always going the way that it's supposed to, no matter how it seems. The more I leaned into that, no matter how chaotic things can get, I found that it's proving true all the time. I have felt the exact same way. And it's scary because it forces, it's like a kid. Like, imagine, like, when you're a baby being born. A baby is like, how you say, just in the womb being fed, and then all of a sudden its head gets squished, there's bright lights, it smells weird, there's all this like weird sound, it gets cut from the thing that feeds it, and now it has to learn how to breathe and poop on its own and do all this stuff. Like, that happens a lot in your life. That happens a lot, where the thing that you would rely on for nourishment and validation and growth is no longer there, and you either become sour and angry at the world for it, or you become grateful that that existed, and you become reverent, and then you become that for other people. Wow, reflectors are so valuable. Now I see why people value me so much. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. So if someone feels like they don't resonate with their design type, that happens a lot. And it's quite literally because, number one, you're thinking about it as opposed to feeling it. And we've been taught that feeling something and not thinking about it is wrong somehow. How would I get to manifesting generator energy to learn I won finding true inspiration? How would you get to that? I also believe that someone who's meant for you will find you. Yeah, like, you don't, manifestation is not about chasing. It's about education mostly. It's about the ability to bring something inside yourself into the world. You manifest yourself, and then things are attracted to you. Grateful to see you this week. The live is something I always look forward to. Oh man, love you, bro. Judging yourself too hard will mess up relationships too. Yeah, and also not judging yourself hard enough will mess up relationships too. It's a fine line. It's a fine line, and there are a lot of ways to um, fall off the line, but only one way to get back on the line. You guys hear what I'm saying? Like, the only way to get back on the line is to accept what happened, move through the judgments and feelings, move through it effectively. And this is where a lot of people suck. They don't know how to move through emotions effectively. They resist emotions, they fight fear, they try and suppress anxiety, they try and lower the volume on anxiety. It's like, you can't do that. Not indefinitely. You destroy your vessel by doing that. That's like trying to stop your heart from beating. Why would you want the mind to stop thinking? That's like trying to stop your heart from beating. If you hold your breath and you stop breathing, you'll pass out, you lose consciousness, your body starts breathing for you. There's something animating you that has a greater power over your body than you, and the mind is wrestling with it. But if you just give your organs, like one thing that I love, take your arms, drive your elbows into your ribs, and instead of expanding your lungs when you breathe, use your arms, keep your ribs small, expand your lungs inward, compress your heart, hug your heart with your lungs. Try it right now. And then when you exhale, don't let that pressure go. Smell, swallow, compress your heart more. Cool stream of air, don't let the pressure go. Smell, compress your heart more. The ability to stay calm under this pressure is going to directly translate to you being able to take fear, turn it into courage, take anxiety, turn it into certainty, take moodiness and emotions, turn it into clarity and truth. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. And if you love this and you want more of this, come check out the archive. It's our private membership. I host this membership with one of my, like literally my best friend. And he has helped people with scoliosis. He's helped people get out of wheelchairs. He's helped people avoid all kinds of different surgeries with reinforcing what we call, again, internal authority. Do you think therapist is a scam? A lot of them are. A lot of them are. I think talk therapy is a great place to visit, but if you're in talk therapy for more than a year and a half, you got to find a way of learning how to effectively process reality. And again, I think in terms of talk therapy, if you're not also combining that with nervous system regulation, somatic awareness, and exercise, your talk therapist is not going to do much for you over a year and a half. The reason I say over a year and a half is because your mind takes about a year and a half to like really change. To change your paradigm, to change the way you think, it takes about a year and a half. Psychologically speaking, from the neurological perspective, neuroplasticity is the ability for the mind to dismantle a connection or a way of doing things and then reassemble something new. It only takes a year and a half. So you should only be in talk therapy really for like a year and a half. After a year and a half, if you're not also doing some kind of like somatic therapy, again, yeah, you're not really doing it. Oh, DPDR. Yeah, so again, there's a lot of things that we are trying to solve from the mental perspective, like DPDR, that you can't solve it from the mental perspective. That's why they prescribe pills and why they gave you like a little box. They put you in a little box to say that you have this and there's nothing we can really do, but we can make your life comfortable. Bullshit. My sense, and you can find these exercises, the link in the bio has the link to my membership. It is a paid membership, but it's super affordable and you get an insane amount of value for what you're paying. One of the things about basically disassociating, right? So to disidentify with who your identity and to disidentify with what's going on, these are survival mechanisms. Survival mechanisms is a result of fight or flight. It's being stuck in chronic focus. And so for most people, one of the best things about talk therapy is that it helps them to change their focus. But the problem is that when you change your focus, now you're focusing on the good. It doesn't mean that you've dealt with the thing that's in front of you. And so what we actually have to be able to do is start accessing what's called your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your side body and your back body. This is the ability to rest and digest and, yes, process things. Because while you're over here distracted by, oh, this is like the latest movie or the latest political craze or etc., your organs are under pressurized, or your heart is confusing being attacked because you're hyperventilating and your lungs are just beating up your heart and your heart isn't used to dealing with the pressure coming from that. Best for me, if you may help my 13-year-old avoid the pharmaceutical route. Yeah, co-regulation. This is what mothers do for babies, is they co-regulate. And humans, men, hopefully do this for their partners, and that way the mother is able to do this for the child. But co-regulation, and this is another reason why therapy is, again, a lot of therapists are hiding behind this facade and they're hiding behind a degree. Not all of them, but most professionals, like, they're just professionals. They're not actual human beings. Does that make sense? They're actual human beings. This is, they have hearts and etc. But they're like putting on a show. They show up to a job. Would I go to a therapist? I've yet to find a therapist, and all the therapists that I have connected with, that I am friends with, they're like, "Oh wow, like you taught me a lot of things," or like, "I'm really excited to like learn from you and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I mean, I'm not the one with the degree, but I'm also not here out here trying to teach things. I'm just like observing. Like, I don't rely on a degree for my authority. I rely on my presence. I wouldn't go to a therapist unless someone I genuinely cared about was like, "Hey, I think you need to go to a therapist, or you need to talk to someone." I'd be like, "Okay, cool." If someone in my life told me I actually needed to go to a therapist in a heartbeat, I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll go check it out." Because I'm not attached to the person that I am right now, because I've gotten really good at adapting. And that's what your nervous system is supposed to help you do. When there's something relevant for you to focus on, you can focus on it. When there's something relevant, when there's time relevant for you to not focus on anything, relax, digest, process, integrate, I can do that. Most people can't let go of something to focus on. They need something to focus on. And they've made healing, they made the goal of life to become healed so that they can manifest the perfect life, the perfect partner, etc. That's not how life works. It's not. And so, in terms of regulation and learning how to regulate yourself, microdose your fear, microdose too much, microdose intensity, microdose temperature, so that you're no longer affected when the pressure is on, when other people have high expectations of you, and you can navigate accordingly based off of your own internal authority in context, as opposed to just doing what other people want you to do, or doing what you think is best without having awareness of other people. My husband and I are both projectors waiting for an invitation. We are struggling right now, understand how to come back into alignment with who we are. 44-year-old midlife and understanding each other advice. I would say for you and your husband to join our community, the archive, and start doing classes together. Start taking our classes together. It's $37. You guys can share a membership. I won't tell the guys running it, even though I am the guy running it. You can share a membership with your partner, um, but take the classes together. Because here's the thing, and especially with human design and a lot of spirituality, and especially like projectors being told that they need to wait for an invitation, and like, it's not that it's wrong, but it's like what you're really doing is you're waiting for something. You're waiting to be recognized. You're waiting to feel recognition. But most people cannot feel recognition. So it's like self-projected projector. Where is the G center in your body graph? I'll just ask that. And for anyone that knows, you can answer. But where do you think the G center, because that's where your authority is, Star Cave. Where do you perceive the G center to be physically in the body? Like, the throat is easy. It's the throat, it's the parathyroid, it's the thyroid, right? Where is the G center in the body for everyone? Because we all have a G center. Where's the G center of the body? And it's the triangle or the diamond in the middle of the body graph. Where is that physically in the body? I think throat. Okay. Think again. Where else? Solar plexus? Nope. Heart? Nope. Kind of. How do you heal your nervous system? I've been feeling weird for way too long. Hey, so I have a membership that if you just give me $37 for a month to just see if this is something that works for you, and you actually engage with the program, like, we have a course that will just literally show you how to regulate anxiety, fear, emotions in the most simple, straightforward, profound way, and it will blow you away. Link for that is in my bio. Gut? Nope. Sacral? Nope. Guys, the G center is the blood. It's well, it's the blood in interaction with the liver. Liver is a filter. And so, in terms of love, direction, and identity, your G center is your blood. So, my question to you is, how often do you tune into the temperature of your blood? How often do you tune into your blood pressure outside of going to the doctor and having them wrap the thing around your arm? Are you able to increase blood pressure and then soften blood pressure? That's your authority. Your relationship with your partner is just creating enough contrast so that you could figure out what the contrast is. And so when you said heart, I said kind of, because it's like the heart pumps blood through the body, but it doesn't necessarily like clean the blood. The liver and the blood is where the G center actually is. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I get stressed thinking about the many things I have to do to take care of our body. I do. I totally feel you. I feel like right way. You think, "I'll ruin my body, so I'm walking on eggshells." You're not wrong. Like, everyone is trying to figure out how to regulate their nervous system, and most of them are doing it in a complete ass backwards way. They're taking pills, they're doing all the courses that are talking about mindset and manifestation, they're buying crystals, they're trying to eat healthy. But meanwhile, they're ignoring two things, and this is Winter, is it Winter? Wilmer, my friend, two things that you need to focus on when it comes to your health and your body and doing it right is pressure and heat. How much pressure, how much heat can you generate, and then what happens? Because every human being, you can only endure so much pressure and so much heat before you crack, before you slip into not fight or flight, and you start, things go black, like you go blackout. And so the goal is to microdose heat and pressure. And one of the best ways to start is just with the face. This is pressure. That's repressurizing. The equivalent of getting your thoughts and anxiety down into a container that actually has more power, more ability to tolerate pressure, more ability to generate heat. It's like a pressure cooker. You take a frozen chunk of meat, you put it in a pressure cooker, it adds pressure and heat, and then it makes it soft. We're taking experiences, hard pills to swallow. We're swallowing them and pressurizing them and cooking them. But that's the thing is, we've been taught to think that, if there's pressure, if there's heat, if it's intense, that's wrong. Spirit wouldn't put something in front of you that scares you. It's like, no, that's literally how you grow up. That's literally how you mature so that you can then, for the beings that genuinely have had no experience with the world, babies, children, sick people, older people, whatever it is, people that are actually dysregulated, you can be the thing that regulates them. But not until you learn how to regulate yourself. So again, I have a membership called the Archive. We teach something called sensory design, which bridges the gap. It's basically adding the workouts to the human design body graph. So that if you're a G center projector, if you're a self projected projector, hey, instead of just thinking about, oh, what am I supposed to do? What's my human design? I can say, hey, feel into your liver. If you don't know where your liver is, Google it. If you don't know where your blood is in your body or where your blood is stuck, you can't Google that. I mean, you can try, but it's like, even if you Google where your liver is, it'll show you where it is. But then can you close your eyes and can you send your consciousness to that part of that organ in your body? And then from there, can you fill that organ with more blood? Can you hug and hold that the way that you want to be hugged and held? That's what it is. And so again, for anyone interested in doing that, it's $37. Give me $37. I will give you an entire year and a half's worth of work to do. And if you follow that, in 28 days, you'll be like, this is such a deal. I can't believe this is only $37. And that's genuinely everyone who's come into our program and actually done the work, because it's like a gym, if you do the thing, or if you buy the membership but you never go to the gym and never lift any weights, you don't get stronger. But it's called the Archive. The link is in my bio. You can go to reikimarco.com or join.thearchive.life. That will also take you to the landing page to sign up. No worries, Stephen. It's the first time I've heard anything about your mom in that sense. Kind of makes a lot more sense what's going on with you. Um, oh, dude. Okay, this makes way more sense. Oh, it makes it so much more beautiful too. Like, why you're in the archive and why it's so important. Thanks for sharing that. I know that might not seem like a big thing, but that's a big thing. My grandma also had Alzheimer's, and that was really challenging. Dealing with mental health issues in other people, again, and they're physically degenerative, in a lot of ways, because it's not like they just and a lot of the things that don't actually have physical markers are mental psychoses. They can be fixed if you actually put the person in their body and you don't let them just wiggle around, and you don't give them a safe place to be, I won't say crazy, but to be in that delusion. Can we talk about this channel struggle? Maybe. How do you want to talk about it? But anyway, Stephen, so important that you are learning what you're learning right now, because again, this takes time. This is not like, you do it for a month and it's like, oh, all your problems are solved. But do it for 18 months, and the problems that you thought you had, you're not going to have them. You're just not. Or rather, it's not that they're not going to be problems for you anymore. Your nervous system will be able to handle it. So I joined this week, started the sensory and practicing the first part. I felt immediate difference. I hope to stay with it and not get distracted. Laura, you will get distracted. Swear, you will get distracted. That's just how it works. It's like a parasite. Your conditioning is like a parasite. As soon as something good starts to happen, it's like, oh, what about this distraction and that distraction? Again, there's an infinite ways to fall off your path. There's only one way to get back on. Just return to the path. So it's okay to forget. It's okay to get distracted. Just remember to come back. That's all. We forget all the time. It's okay. That's actually something beautiful, that we can forget. And then we see what it's like and we're distracted for a little bit and we're like, nah, I kind of miss that feeling. How do I get back to that? Come back. Archive is there. And it's on your phone, it's on your computer. Yeah, so it's okay to get distracted. Just come back. Come on back. We won't punish you. You might punish yourself, and I will probably reflect that to you, but I'll do it in a way that makes you realize, that makes you feel like a kid. Because again, it's your mind that wants to maintain control. And this is like it's like a dog. It's like a dog that you don't train. It's like you're the dog's pet. The dog thinks it's the alpha, but a dog doesn't know how to, like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. So if you're gonna lead. Train your mind like the dog that it is, so then it becomes awesome and it becomes your servant. And guess what? Dogs that are trained, they are happier, because in their hierarchy in the wild, they have an alpha that tells them what, like, so they know their place. They feel good in their place. Could it actually be parasites if we do mess up a lot unconsciously? It's undoubted, like everyone's got parasites, straight up. It's undoubtedly parasites, for sure. The thing about parasites and parasite cleanses is that most people do not have the nervous system to even be able to cleanse themselves of parasites. And so you have to work on the nervous system and get to the point, because cleansing parasites is the most nerve-wracking thing ever. It feels like death. Having seen a lot of people go through it, having gone through a little bit of myself, and there's reasons why I'm like, it's such an intense process. So before you start trying to get the parasites out of your physical body, learn how to soothe yourself. Damn, what about the vax? Vax is not been good. It's wild actually now how many studies are coming out and showing proof of death due to that injection. It's really scary. Trying to detox that. But so here's the thing is, the best form of detox, again, especially in like the early stages or even in the later stages, it's always going to be the fundamentals. It's always going to be your eye exercises. Like, the eyes are not extensions of the brain. They are the part of your brain that touches the air. And if they're only doing this, looking what's right in front of them, and they're not looking up to the right, up to the left, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, in the center, if they don't have a diverse ability, your eyes, then your mind and your brain doesn't either. So yeah, Leah, just keep, again, it's like a sponge. Keep squishing, stretching, squishing, stretching, squishing, stretching. That's what, I mean, we have exercises, again, on the archive where you will literally practice how to squish yourself and then relax yourself. How to be productive in study as a mental projector, feeling so lazy. I got you. So one of the things about focus is when people like want to learn how to focus, but they don't know how to relax, is like you have a very limited capacity. You have to learn how to relax in order to be able to learn how to truly focus, and in order to discover what's truly worth focusing on. One of the things that I would say is, if you're having trouble being productive, one of the things that I would say is like, take a break. But don't like take a break and scroll on your phone. Take a break and Look up to the right, smell, swallow, blow a cool stream of air for 2 minutes, and then look up to the left, smell, swallow, cool stream of air for 2 minutes. Let me know. Let me know how that works for you. Again, most people are trying to be too productive that it's like, they're against the wall and they're like, I want to be more productive, but the body is like, I need to chill. And they're like, okay, fine, let's chill for 15 minutes, then we need to get back to work. And then you're just scrolling. Again, scrolling, TV, none of that is actually relaxing for you. It can't be. Your eyes are focused on something. That's like you being like, okay, I'm ready to receive. And they're like, no, you're holding something. And you're like, no, I'm not. And you're like, yeah, you are. Let go of it. Okay. I can't put anything in your hand. You already have something there. So you have to learn how to like actually put it down and let yourself be bored for a little bit. To watch Mission Impossible made me think about how conscious we can choose to be each moment. Oh, interesting. Mission Impossible, huh? I'm aware that I need a rest, but sometimes I just do nothing for so long. So again, and be honest with yourself. Are you actually doing nothing? Are you actually allowing yourself to be bored? Or are you like distracting yourself with something? Are you on your phone? Are you watching TV? Those are the two main things. Because again, a lot of people will say that they're doing nothing while they're watching TV or they're on their phone. You are doing something. Your system is engaging. You're gripping onto something. Your eyes are focused on something. You are doing something when you're on your phone and you're watching TV. Conscious boredom. I love this activity. I have a couple videos on my TikTok where it's like, if you want me to just like sit with you for 10 minutes, I have literally 2 videos, and I'll probably do more. Because it's like so many people are like, oh my God, this is so helpful. And I'm like, you don't need me. But if you do want me and you do need me for some time, it's okay. Again, like need me, but only for a year and a half. After a year and a half, if you still need me, I'm not doing my job right. And I need to seriously rethink my shit. Anyway, do you feel like people struggle to lose weight too because their um, nervous system is dysregulated? I think that's the only reason people struggle to lose weight is because their nervous system is tweaked out. Um, the thing about the nervous system and eating and food, it's like, oh, I can't swallow this pill of the reality. I don't like what I see. I don't like what I'm hearing. I can't handle it. And because I can't handle it, I'm going to swallow something, but it's not going to be the truth. It's going to be, that's where overeating comes from. That's where puffing on stuff comes from, is partially the inability or the lack of ability to swallow the reality that's in front of you. And again, there's nothing wrong with distracting yourself for a little bit. Just remember what the truth is. And the thing about the truth is there's no my truth or your truth, his truth, her truth. There's the truth with a capital T, and then there's what you think about it, or your experience, or your opinion. You need to do something thinking, yeah, this is the time I need to sit and learn, but instead time is running out. So if you feel like time is running out, again, and like you really want to see some massive results, binge watch sensory design. Come join the archive. Again, it's $37. Come join the archive. Binge the archive. Binge the archive until you make yourself sick. And this is actually one of the side effects, is that in the archive we do a lot of again, exercises. We start with the face. A lot of people will get sick after the first like 2-3 weeks, especially if they're going really hard. The reason they get sick is because there's fluids in your body that haven't moved for years, and they've become very stagnant, down almost to the degree of toxic. So when you start moving that energy around, your body will need time to rest and recover. That's literally a sign that it's working. When you do detoxes, when you get sick, you being sick, you having no energy, that's your immune system's response to the sickness. You don't feel the sickness. This is what autoimmune diseases are. When someone's immune system doesn't work properly, they don't feel sickness. They don't feel pain. And so nothing is wrong. And then they get into trouble. Appreciate you too, Stephen. Stepdad got the first round and blood clots in his lungs. It's heavy. It's heavy, guys. And this because again, this is what happens when you trust the scientists. Trust the science is another way of saying trust the external authority. And not to say you can never trust it, but if you don't trust it, isn't that like valid enough to be like, why don't I trust it? Oh, probably because the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry have been literally ripping people off since its inception. Because if you just stay healthy, you don't need any of that. And there's mutations in like small instances and isolated instances where it's like medical system is awesome. Most instances, pretty much, I genuinely believe like pretty much all disease is can be prevented by the proper regulation of your nervous system. Because again, it's like when you smell something, you know, don't eat that, based off of the sensation of smell, not the oh that's not in my diet. It's the mm. Other people are like, but it smells so good. And you're like, not to me. In fact, it's how we choose partners. It's like, dude, I can't believe you date that person. Well, I can't believe you date that person. Okay, great. But are you dating those people based off of what you're thinking about or how it actually feels? This is the thing, is if you ignore your intuition, like Casey says, there's consequences. Oftentimes, your mind will pretend to be your intuition though. Your mind has gotten very, very good at it because it sees so many examples of other people pretending to have access to their intuition when in actuality they're just trying to sell you crystals or they're just trying to sell you a course or they're just trying to sell you this shit. Learn to tell the difference. Like I'm genuinely training people to be able to call me out on my delusions if I ever get there or when I get there. I don't know. I'm surrounded by people that know how to lovingly call me out when I get a little bit too egotistical or too excited. My partner is one of them. I'm like, it happened yesterday. I was like really excited and I wasn't aware of her and her sensitivity and her state. She's pregnant. So I was being very loud next to her. And she goes, Marco, Marco. And I looked at her and I said, oh, I didn't go, oh, you're suppressing my joy and blah, 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 blah. I didn't do that. I've done that. I don't do that anymore though. Do you live in America? I live in Hawaii. So technically, yes, I live in America. My fiance and I did the 10-minute videos and it made me feel present and relaxed. Roxanne, let's go. When my mind relaxed, realized how present I was, it made me feel scared and anxious. Yes, exactly. So this is then Roxanne, that is a great point of awareness. I never want you to forget that. Your mind will make you feel anxious and scared because it no longer is the thing controlling you. And if you use your mind constantly to make decisions and you never tap into any of your organs or anything in your body, the mind doesn't like that. The mind recognizes that and it says, oh, but remember the last time we didn't think about a decision and we made a bad decision and blah, 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 blah. Life is not about making the smart decision or the right decision. It's about making the correct decision for you. And that will sometimes conflict with other people. But again, no one gets out of life alive. No one gets out of life alive. And I genuinely believe there is enough space for all of us to manifest everything. It won't look like you think it will. It's not going to be like some utopia. There's going to be wars. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be fights. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be all that shit. Life, I genuinely don't believe that life or a utopia or the world is supposed to be perfect, especially not at this stage. Oh my God, that part. I really need to hear that. Thank you. You're welcome. Keep being bored. As with a partner too, if you want to take it to the next level, look into each other's eyes and let your mind squirm. This is you becoming the alpha in your life. Right now, your mind is your alpha, and I know that because again, if you get bored and your mind goes, "What's wrong?" Like we got to be productive, or like you should be thinking about this, you should be thinking about that. Like you have to dominate the fuck out of your mind in order for you to actually make the the correct decisions for yourself. Because otherwise you'll be stuck making, oh, the decision that's smart to this person, or following the authority of the scientists over there, or the doctors, or the school board, or whatever. So if you want to take this to the next level and you have a partner, just look into each other's eyes while you're smelling, while you're swallowing. It's a different exercise, but your mind will still squirm. Your mind will be like, oh my God, why are they making that face? Why are they looking at me like that? What are they thinking right now? Your mind will squirm. And this is the point of meditation. It's to cultivate an awareness that regardless of what's going on in your mind or in your body, and it's not chill, it's centered. It's ready to move this way, move that way, move this way, move back, up, down. It's ready to, or to just remain still until something is actually moving. It's like in martial arts, we did this a lot where someone would come up with a stick and they would like put it up towards our face. And the goal was to just move enough, and with as little effort and energy as possible so that the stick doesn't hit your face. Same thing with a punch. It's like if you move too soon, if I start to throw a punch and you move out of the way, I'm just going to punch where you moved. It's because you're thinking about what's happening rather than responding. The more you train your reflexes, the more responsive you get to life. Things that should be automatic, like keeping yourself safe, become automatic again. And again, for anyone that wants more of this, I have a membership. Come check it out. It's only $37 or $27 if you bill annually. Right after my fiance hugs, it felt like I was hugging my soul. It's crazy. Roxanne, that's so good. I love that for you. In most relationships, you always have to be doing something. Otherwise, the relationship isn't healthy. But you look at the people that are the happiest, and they are literally, they just sit together and they're bored. They talk. They look at flowers. That's what me and my partner do. We'll like sit, we'll watch our daughter play, we'll look at the clouds, we'll ask ridiculous questions like, like, would you rather be a can of ducks or that ivy over there? And it's like, obviously the can of ducks. Like, we get bored together. That's not the sign that a relationship is failing. It's a sign that a relationship is actually nourishing and relaxing. Bored, by the way, again, doesn't mean on your phone or watching TV together. That's not being bored. That's watching TV and being on your phone. I've dealt with depersonalization a lot back in 2012. Yes. When I look at someone, I feel like they can read my mind. Is that me being schizo? No, it's you not being able to tolerate your own thoughts. Are you religious or Christ consciousness? Not religious. I was raised Roman Catholic. But not religious. If anything, I'm religious about like climbing trees and planting and being out in the sun and being present with my family. Religious is like it's the thing that you do over and 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 over again. What do you think happens after death? I believe that the physical body and the etheric body, which is the energy body, that's heat, temperature, pressure, all that stuff that I'm talking about, I believe all of that returns to the earth, and there's a weighted part of us that has like a very small amount of weight, but it's our emotions, our mind, and our soul that will sort of like eject back towards the sun, because that's our like center, and it will basically bring sort of like information back to the sun. That's as far as I know. That's as far as I want to go. In the sense that, people have asked me like, what happens after death? I'm like, I'm not really, like, that's all I know. I don't know anything else. I can't claim to know anything else. And honestly, so I feel like a lot of wanting to know what happens after death is just a way of people bypassing what's going on in their life. I said it. And past life readings, I think, are cute. But again, like, what are you avoiding in life that you just want to like make up these grandiose, like, write a book, fantasize, have fun with that. But don't like try and like explain why you are the way you are as a way of dealing with why you are the way you are. Like, just accept why you are the way you are and then move in the direction where you want to be. I wish I could hang out with you in person. I need guidance. Damien, so the closest thing you can get, my friend, this is why I made the archive. Come check out the archive. Like, I have friends now, people that I actually consider friends that I didn't know before they joined the archive. Now I consider them friends. They DM me, I respond with like, hey, what do you think about this song? Like, you know what I mean? So if you want to be friends, it's not hard. And it's not that you're paying me. It's that you're paying me and you're engaging. with yourself. Like, come join the archive, binge watch season 1, season 2. There's 5 seasons of sensory design. First one teaches you how to just like become aware of yourself and your body, etc. Second one teaches you how to structure that awareness. Third season teaches you how to move with that awareness. Fourth season kind of links it to human design a little bit more, and then fifth season teaches you how to like tie it all together. Yeah. And so it's like, and also if you can't afford it, come keep joining these lives, keep engaging with my content. At some point, you will create enough abundance and magnetism to the point where you can't afford it. But nothing in this life is free. Is it normal for trying to meditate and being still causing anxiety, impending doom? Yes. Again, that impending doom and anxiety is already there. Meditation is your ability to be aware of what's there. So if anxiety and impending doom are there, yes, those are there. But there's also deep love for yourself, but you have to get through the layers of anxiety and impending doom. And recognize that no one has ever died from pain, or no one has ever died from, I guess you could say, overthinking. But it's like the reason they would die from overthinking is they're like, is that really water? They're dying of thirst, and they're like, is that what? And they never try it. They never give themselves permission to drink the water. Can dysautonomy be cured? Like I said, I believe anything can be cured. I don't have any of these labels or symptoms because I don't have any symptoms of them. But I genuinely believe everything can be cured. Like and it's not necessarily like, oh, you snap your fingers and it's cured and it's a manifestation and it's a miracle. I mean, like, you have to do work on yourself. Like, you have to make your body strong enough to cure anything. Have you ever astral projected before? Yes. Astral projection is kind of an elementary thing for me now. I don't necessarily do it to like find lost keys or stuff like that. Like, if I lose something, I just laugh at myself and then eventually I find it whenever I need to find it. Like, I haven't had anxiety about having something lost or needing something in quite some time. And by that I mean, like, I've lost things but I haven't had the anxiety, or rather I don't register it as anxiety anymore. It's just like, oh, you're moving too fast, Marco. It's okay. And astrology is cool, yeah. But again, it's like, people tell me all the time, like, oh, you're a Pisces, you're a Libra, you're a Virgo. I'm a Pisces sun, Libra moon, Virgo rising. I'm like, oh, that explains so much. I'm like, oh yeah, please do tell me. Again, it's interesting. But I know a lot of astrologers who have really poorly regulated nervous systems. Really, really poorly regulated nervous systems. And that's like all that matters to me, because it's like, we're physical human beings. So you can be into astrology, you can be into science, you can be into arithmetic, but if your nervous system is cracked, like, you're not surviving the zombie apocalypse. Someone comes up and you don't know how to respond to them, you don't know how to defend yourself. You're not your survivability factor is very, very low. And I don't see that as being less valuable, but Mother Nature sure as hell does. I get anxiety. I get it too. I just don't. It's like, I've learned that anxiety, if I'm anxious about something, it means I'm not deep enough in my body, because when I'm in my body and I'm anxious about something, I get absolute clarity on what I need to do. And that takes a lot of work. But you can get there. My eyes feel watery and out of place when I look in the mirror. I'm scared. Great. Do that every day. Be scared. Be very, like, microdose your fear until you're bigger than the fear. How do you cope when you can't hear the voice in your head that calms you down? You use your body to calm you down. So there's a lot of ways. A lot of times people will like touch themselves or hold themselves. This is a really good way. Um, this is really helpful to calm yourself down. Stroking your ears is really helpful to calm yourself down. Like, feeling your house, which is your body. Like, you realize that you have so many layers of protection just built in. Like, you have skin that protects bacteria. Like, you could put your hand in literal poop, and as long as you wash your hands after, you'd be fine. If you have a cut on your hand, that's a different story. But if you have a cut on your hand, your body will heal it. Like, your body does all these things for you. So tuning into them, that's where the safety comes from. It's recognizing that, oh my God, I've been through so much, and yet I'm still alive and my body has adapted. So if I can make my adaptation skills better, and here is someone online who is promising something, and it's very, very low risk. Again, it's $37. That's the risk that you take, and you get to feel it out for a month. And if you pay the $37 and every day you engage in the archive, you watch a new video, by the end of it, you will be a different human being. You will be built different. I've been getting comfortable with my boredness and your recalibration exercises. Great. How's that been going for you? Are you finding more capacity within yourself? Is microdosing my fear when lately I've been tapping into some big things that now I'm able to accomplish and it scares the crap out of me? Yep. That's the idea. It's like and that's the thing. And as children, we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to feel anxiety when there's a group of cool kids and we want to go over and say hello. And then we go get embarrassed and it's like, oh, now I feel embarrassed. I'm never going to do that again. You have to make a decision. You're either going to do something that scares you again, or you're going to do things that scare you as a way of becoming someone that is not crippled by their fear. Jen, awesome. Awesome. Again, I've got so much more to share with you guys in the archive. It's 37 per month, but if you do it per year, it's 27. So again, it's like, I mean, there's people charging $300 for an online course on like breath and how to belly breathe, or how to do like a yoga sequence. Like there's people charging ridiculous amounts of money and giving way, way less. Do we have to overthink everything? It feels like, if I don't, it makes me anxious. That's the thing that's actually making you anxious is overthinking everything. There's a lot of things that you don't have to think about at all. Like raise your arm. Hopefully you didn't have to think about that. If you did, what it means is that your mind doesn't trust your body enough to raise your arm. Puff your cheeks out. Swallow without losing the pressure in your cheeks. If you lose pressure or you can't swallow, are you just gonna, okay, I guess I can't do that? No, please don't. Please don't. I know sometimes I'm a little, but like, it's just to show you that like you're not made of glass like you think you are sometimes. Why can't, what does that mean if I can't swallow? What does it mean if I can't hold the pressure? It means you need to work on that. Your mind is not satisfied by these answers. And that's because I'm not feeding your delusion and your mind. I'm feeding your body. I live in a bus. This is a bus. And yes, it is quite dope. I don't need a lot of space. Plus, I'm like in Maui, so I like being outside a lot. The self-gazing is changing, by the way, brother. I've been seeing deeper and appreciate. Yes, Stephen. Yes. I know it would because that again, and I'm not recommending these things out of just like, oh, I read this in a book. Like I've done these things. And a lot of these techniques too, I've developed on my own or with my partner, Pasha. Because most things that are out there that you can buy are not only overpriced, but they're not necessarily built for you. Everyone has a different body graph in human design. Everyone's got a unique circuitry. And so when you go buy a course for someone, and once you learn human design, this is so important. Everyone processes reality in like a different sequence, but we all do it the same way. We take stress and inspiration and manifest it. We take inspiration, we infuse it with certainty and an awareness of the environment, then we manifest it. That's head, ajna, throat. Then we take stress, which is in the root, and we infuse it with sacral energy, emotion, and our ego. We guide it with our G center, our blood and our liver. We make sure that we're not destroying ourselves with our spleen, and then we manifest it. You manifest stress. You manifest inspiration. Most people are manifesting other people's stress and other people's inspiration. That will gum you up so much. That's like you're a diesel engine and you put gasoline or water in there. Most people are fueled by the wrong inspiration. Most people are fueled by the wrong stress because they're afraid of their own stress and their own inspiration. So they outsource this to other people. I want to get better mentally and stronger, but it feels like there's a mental block stopping me. Damien, get in the archive, my friend. We will fucking crush that. And introduce yourself. These are my mental blocks, etc. Like the more you give to this, the more you can get out of it. It's not just a coursework, guys. There's a community in here. We've got like 252 members. I just refreshed the page. 252 people in here that are talking about ADHD and sensory design. They're talking about their progress. We've got 2-week progress. We've got 90-day progress. We've got some science. We've got some fun gifts. We've got some body graphs. We've got veterans. We've got new people. Just dive into a meditation, how to face an old man who was shocked or scared. What does that mean? I'm not sure. And how to face of an old man who is shocked or scared. Eva, maybe that's you in the future if you don't start to regulate your nervous system. I don't know. Makes so much sense. The answers to happiness are so simple, but the human mind complicates it. 100%. 100%. What are ways to drain your lymphatic fluid in your face? So this is a great way. Pressurizing. You can twist your ears. You can push on your nose. A lot of the stuff that we do in the archive as well, because it's like this. What I'm showing you on the face, this is the easy stuff. Once you start translating it down into the body and getting everything to talk and connect, things can become more challenging. I mean, sometimes this is very hard for people. How do you deal with a lack of identity or self-respect? You have to build a track record of a direction, first of all, which is taking steps towards or away from yourself. And respect, like you have to build respect for yourself. So that's discipline. And it's, again, the only way to develop discipline is to practice discipline. There's no quick trick or hack to it. But one thing about discipline I can share that's helpful is that discipline is not doing the hard thing. Discipline is doing the thing that's necessary for your future self. Like if you want in 2 months, and this, I don't think this is out of reach for you, Damien. In 2 months, if you want to feel hope, if you want to feel like that mental block is there, but I know how at least to navigate it, what you do today is, again, you start binge watching sensory design in the archive. Because that's the thing that you maybe don't want to do, or that's the thing that you know you should do. Again, a lot of the things, your mind knows what you should be doing, but your body doesn't trust it. We have to teach your body to trust it. The numbers don't make sense to me yet. Yeah, it's human design is a lot. Marco, I have no diagnosis. I'm super chill. My nervous system is regulated pretty well. Sell me HD. Okay, so I love you so much for that. Human design is a way, once you're all that, human design is a way of differentiating yourself and starting to play out experiments that are incredibly precise. What I mean by this is, like, let's say you have the channel to struggle, which, I'm sorry, my Instagram people have been totally freaking ignoring you. Have you ever had an ED in a lucid dream? Erectile dysfunction? Sorry, is that what you mean? The link for the archive is in the bio. So feel free to hang out and then go access the link in the bio. We have 2 live classes. 1 live class is coming up in a few hours. But to sell you HD, it's like the level of precision that you can have with like a proper human design experiment is insane. Is insane in the sense that it's like you'll be able to, rather than just like, oh, everyone's different, you'll actually be able to see how people are different. And it becomes so fascinating. Because it's like if your mind is actually your dog, like you tell it to do stuff and it does stuff, what the mind does is it then starts to track who's actually themselves and who's pretending to be someone else. Because there's plenty of people that are pretending to be someone else very successfully. But if you have the combination of the nervous system, which is able to co-regulate and reflect, and the human design, you will have the words as well as the feelings to support conclusions, which is this person is not actually themselves. They're pretending to be themselves. They're convinced that they're themselves, but they're not actually themselves. And I know because when I'm around them, there's something off. And it's because they have this channel and I have that channel, and they don't know how to, or they're unable to acknowledge this part of themselves. It shows you very clearly who is fighting themselves and what they're fighting. And it takes a lot of study. But it's so worth it. So worth it. I grew up thinking we were all the same, and if I didn't succeed, it's a flaw. HD shows differentiation. Yes, exactly. I know, Rain Soul. Someone asked, so have you ever had ED in a lucid dream, is what they asked. They might have left because I was ignoring the Instagram chat for a while, which I'm sorry, guys. If you are there still, please let me know what you mean by ED. That's all I thought of was erectile dysfunction. Wild how many Dorian Grays are out there, immortal, pretty image, but neglecting the old self. Oh my God, I love that. Uh, is that an analogy? I love that so much. There's so many Dorian Grays out there. Beautiful face, beautiful life, beautiful Instagram page, a lot of followers, but they're just dead on the inside. So many, so many. And the thing about it is, like, I look that way. Like, I got a pretty face. I have a nice life on Instagram. But I actually I'm super alive on the inside. Like I'm like a kid. I go outside and I climb trees and I'm actually alive. And hopefully you can feel that. And hopefully you're able to feel that through the screen, which is why you're still here. And I'm looking for all the other people that are like that. It's like the only reason why I'm actually on social media is because I'm looking for the people that have the eyes to see and the ability to like actually manifest their signatures and build the life that they were born to live. And those people right now, by the way, if you're feeling like doubtful or confused or like there's a lot to learn, I have a lot to go. If you're here, you are that person. And all you have to do is just keep remembering. You're going to get distracted. Just keep remembering to come back. And not to me, like, because I have the source, but because I too am drinking at that river of train your nervous system, train your body. Then you can use AI. Then you can use VR. Then you can use the government systems without being completely wrapped up in it and encroached by it. Your vibe is piercing. I love to become better at verbally explaining myself and what I know by heart. Maybe HD would help. Yes, 100%. Um, and HD is a very precise system too. And when we talk about human design, especially in the context of the archive, there's certain words like obstruction, that's gate 39, or provocation, which a lot of people will have mental association with being like kind of negative. Great. The whole point is to not necessarily pacify these words, but to make them harmless so that your mind doesn't see them as like negative or positive. Right? There's exploration of the self, which is like, oh, that's a positive gate, right? Like, no, sometimes exploration of the self, if you don't know what a sense of self feels like, or you don't have a way of measuring the success of an exploration, it can be very detrimental. And so, anyway, there's a lot of words in human design that are chosen that way for a reason. And also recognizing human design is a system that was channeled through a man who then had interpretations and built an entire school around it. So there was the divine voice speaking through him, giving him the calculations of a body graph. There was the I Ching. Like there's a lot of moving pieces. And this is why it's so important to have the precision of Ra's human design, but then also have the courage to develop your own understanding and conceptualization and awareness of the system with your body. This weekend was an interesting experience. Indeed, I may or may not have connectivity with my sacral yet. I feel the pressure to leave conversation. Then the party in general, that part came from my solar plexus heart. Yes! It's funny, like one of the I celebrate things where it's like, I told my friend to shut the fuck up today because I didn't want to hear him talk. I'm like, yes! So like I wanted to leave the party because it was boring to me. And I realized that the only reason I wanted to stay was because I have a friend who's going to be really sensitive and they're going to be upset if I leave the party. But I realized that I care more about myself and I have to tend to myself. And if I keep tending to my friend, that they're just constantly going to be using me. And I feel resentful towards that friend anyway. So I left the party. Yes! Great. To me, human design seems like a human page in the Farmer's Almanac. That's a really good point. Yeah, well, and that's kind of what all these esoteric systems are. Right? Like they talk about the meaning of life all the time, but it's really just like this is the observation of what life has done and what the results of that has been. Esoteric systems. They're not considered science, and yet they follow the scientific method perfectly. You observe something, you make a theory, you design an experiment that tests the theory, you run the experiment, and you either prove or disprove the theory. That's what the I Ching was. If you read the original I Ching, it has references to all these historic things. The emperor crossed the river during this date and it didn't go well. The emperor crossed the river with his army on this date and it went very well. it's just the compilation of history. There's just so much information. What exactly are the transits? So the same way that we have the astrological transits, like, you hear your local astrologer be like, "Oh, the moon is in Aries today, 13 degrees here." That's kind of what the human design transits are. So scientifically, though, what the transits are is the sky is divided into 64 hexagrams, 64 different coding genetic codons. And depending on what planet is where, there's going to be a stream of neutrinos, which are subatomic particles that they discovered in the 90s that, like, kind of shattered our understanding of, like, oh my God, so these just exist out there and there's trillions and trillions of them moving through your thumb every second. And they have the ability to change the things that they move through and quantumly entangle, like the neutrinos that move through my thumb that go down to the other side of the earth that move through another human being were quantumly entangled because of those neutrinos. And they can move through rock. They don't reflect off of solid matter. So they're this, like, very mysterious particle neutrino, and they are going to be activating certain energies within us. Like, for instance, right now we have the gate of caution, which is being activated. Caution or stand still. So I'm looking for my notes because I write about this stuff and I share about this stuff in the archive. So if you are interested in this, I share this stuff in my archive. But this is about social caution. I was looking for something else. Where is it? Ah, I can make an attempt. I can't make an attempt. Right? It's going to be the, feeling your natural creative timing or forcing creative timing. It's going to be the pressure to say something or the ability to impress other people or the awareness of, like, oh, I don't need to say anything. I just want to feel worthy. I just want to be impressive to people. I want to be worth listening to. But now is not the right time. So the transits will activate everybody via the same gate. And so we have gate 12 and then gate 11, which is ideas. So you have gate 12, which is caution, gate 11, which is ideas. Gate 12 is the awareness of whether or not, like, you can make an attempt or say something. Gate 11, gate of ideas, is the anxiety to have new ideas or novelty. And you're either going to ground with that, you're going to watch that part of you that is either too socially cautious or not socially cautious enough. And that's going to allow you to get new ideas or to be free from ideas that are new but not necessarily nourishing. Or you're going to succumb to the pressure to talk or the pressure to be more cautious. That's not correct for you. And then that's going to force you to look for ideas that are new but not nourishing. Or that's going to force you to let go of ideas that are really nourishing but they're not new enough. So it's either going to show up in your life as sort of like an exaltation or a detriment. What's your take on Mary Jane? Oh man, Mary Jane is tricky. Like, it's such a powerful medicine, but it subtly takes something from you that you don't need to sacrifice in order to get the benefits of it. I will say that. I won't say that anyone, like, like it puts holes in your aura, like some people say, but it's definitely, like, it's not something that I personally think anyone should be using, like, on a regular basis. If you really want to regulate your nervous system, like, it helps. It's a medicine, but the question is, it's like, what are you sick with? And it's like, again, same thing with alcohol. Alcohol is a medicine, but what is it that you're trying to do with it? And if you can do that without the medicine, can you just pray to the plant instead of having to burn it and release the essence of it? And it's not even necessarily about that. It's just like genuinely no, very few people actually need it. Is venting not productive? It depends. Venting can be productive. However, consistently venting, I don't think is productive. Especially if you're consistently venting about the same thing, and really if there's no action associated with that venting. Yeah. Nice. It's true. It is very much. Yeah, and it's like I love Mary Jane. And again, I don't think, like, you're bad if you do that. But it's like a lot of people will do that just sort of habitually, and again, it's filling
your lungs with something. So my question is what is it that your lungs actually want to be filled with that that thing is taking the place? Do you have any book recommendations that helped you, or do you have a book that you've made? I do not have a book that I've made, but I definitely want to make one so bad. I've been struggling with the timing of it and making of it. Um, but two books that I highly recommend. I will grab them for you. All of these books are in my, what do you call it? I have a list on my Amazon. This one is really good. This one is really good. Learn human design. Learn about non-physical states. For the homie that wants to stop rumination, this is a great book for you. Take a screenshot. If you want this, take a screenshot. I'm not going to hold it up again. I'm very serious about that. If you want it, take a screenshot. This one's Human Design, the Science of Differentiation, Awakening the Third Eye. Yeah, it's reversed. I know. There you go, guys. Um, and I also recommend, in reading these books, it's so important. And the yellow book will really help with establishing a physical connection. That's where I've learned a lot about about my physical bodies from that, or it's from the exercises that it gave me. I learned from that. Took a screenshot immediately. Yeah. You're welcome, guys. Again, all those books, by the way, are in. If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see an Amazon book list link. You can click that; it'll all be in the same place. Any tips I can have on rumination while I wait on the book? Yeah, like recognize that thoughts and thinking are not the enemy. Rumination is not the enemy. It's the experience of the rumination that's the enemy. And one of the things that you want to start doing, especially if you're going to start taking your spirituality and everything seriously, is you're going to start to, you want to become familiar with things that are actually just natural, like thinking, looking up and pondering thoughts, not like a, I need to figure this out, but just like a, is this my idea? Is this someone else's idea? Do I need to execute on this? Well, maybe. Like the ability to just like entertain rumination is actually highly advanced. Because it's like you can have a completely opposite viewpoint from me, and I could ask you to explain your viewpoint, and I can actually sit and listen and entertain your idea without accepting or rejecting it. That's, you could consider that rumination. The ability to just entertain an idea. It's actually a very powerful skill. Now, if I'm trying to figure out whether or not I agree or disagree, now the rumination has entered into like me deciding what am I going to cut away? What am I going to investigate? What is the point of my investigation? So again, the mind is like it's an endless pit, but if you know what to sick your mind on, you can just feast endlessly in a good way. Creativity can come from rumination, believe it or not. Right. It's not, you don't want to try and like solve rumination or thinking. Because again, it's like thinking is not a problem. Thinking is only a problem if it prevents your heart from pumping blood and your lungs from breathing and your stomach from digesting, which thinking mostly thinking hurts your digestion, hurts your stomach, hurts your ability to swallow and process things. Big Bro Marco HD, love it. Has anybody told you that you have a vintage soul? I've been told I've been an old soul a lot. I've also been told by some people that I'm like a very new soul. Um, I don't know. I don't necessarily. I've heard that a lot, and there's parts of my ego that like both and that dislike both. Um, I don't put much weight into the age of a soul because I don't know how a soul ages. Like there's things I can only explore things about my physical body. When I go into spiritual realms, there's certain things that it's just like, yeah, if you want to understand this realm and like tell people about it, you're not allowed in. But if you want to just play in here, you can play in here. And so I play in there. But I don't do it as a means of like coming trying to teach lessons, because we don't need lessons about the age of our soul. We need lessons about how to regulate our nervous systems. Yeah, because even if you're old, you can have fun. Yeah, and wisdom doesn't necessarily come from experience. It comes from a combination of like perspective and experience. And again, it's like an slight offense.
to all the people that put a lot of weight and energy into things that disassociate them. Slight offense. I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want to poke you enough to make you realize that what you're selling people on is not anything that's actually going to help them. It's just going to put you in their world as an authority so that you can feel better about having not any authority in your own damn life. You can't fight. You probably can't fuck either. You don't know when to fight or when to fuck. Like you're just mentalists. Dorian Grays. Hello, awesome person. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Man, this live started off I will say, admittedly, very slow, and now like at speed. Which I haven't done this yet, but if you guys are enjoying this, slap the screen. Again, do it. Don't do it with your thumbs because that will enforce more of the conditioning that we want. Do it with your pinkies or your middle fingers like this, so that way you're not reinforcing this chronic focus that I'm hopefully helping you guys see more of this chronic focus and inspiring you and hopefully stressing you out a little bit, maybe a little bit of a personal jab so that you can, feel encouraged in getting out of it. How do you bond with a partner during periods where it's hard to bond? Great question. Um, Recognize that your desire to bond in a time when like bonding is not available is more so a fear about losing the bond, and what that is a symptom of is this lack of trust in the bond that you've created. So when it's hard to bond, I would build a bond with yourself and make it easier for your partner to build a bond. Like make it so that it's easier for them to build a bond with you when they have the desire or energy to do it. Like be more available for that. And in terms of like, oh, but that's like really hard, it's like, yeah, that's the point. Like relationships take work. Like for instance, when my partner snaps at me and gets mad at me for things that are like, how you say, objectively, I'm like, you shouldn't get mad at me. You know what I do? I go out and I get her food. I'll go pick her flowers, or I talk really sweetly to her. Like I don't let her upset change my nature and bait me into an upset as well. And especially for male and feminine dynamics, one of the things I feel like that why men suffer so much is because they try to defend themselves against the inner child, the wounded inner child of their woman. And because they try and defend themselves, they end up hitting a little child energetically. Years and you just broke up. Oh, my friend, you make yourself incredibly attractive, magnetic. Like you just pour all of your energy back into yourself. This will do two things. This will either um and not to get like too much into the psycho manipulation of stuff, but understanding is helpful. Number one, it's all you can do. Like you're not going to be able to like get her back. The next best thing that you can do is to just pour all of the energy that you were pouring into her back into yourself. Pour all of your sexual energy, your creative energy, get a gym membership, become like brilliant, like just like become fucking awesome. Become someone that she's going to look back and be like, "Oh my god, like I really lost a good guy." Don't do anything, don't reach out, don't do, just give it space and just pour energy back into yourself. I would say too, like come check out my membership, my friend. Again, it's 37 bucks or 27 if you bill annually, and we will show you little exercises how to make your jaw more defined, how to make your eyes deeper and more calm, how to make your nervous system more regulated, how to make your muscles grow like sideways and deep, like how to like really cultivate some like real functional strength and like serious improvements on your sensibility in your nervous system. I know I scared her by pushing her away. Yeah. Do you believe in manifestation? Yeah, it's like it's how it works. Like I'm manifesting words for you guys right now. And I'm the external authority. If I say something, you guys will tend to believe it because I'm presenting in a way that makes me seem like I know what I'm talking about. What I'm asking you to do is not just take everything that I say at face value, but to actually see for yourself.
Like, for anyone in here that's like, Marco is the shit, but you haven't joined my membership to see if I'm full of shit or I am the shit, think about that. Getting free advice from someone on the internet, think about that. See what's behind my paywall. See if I'm full of shit. God, that's a good hook. That's a really great sales technique. But also, like, seriously, I don't see if I'm full of shit. Come check out the archive. We've got 250 people that have been in there since December. And it's like, the only reason people are leaving right now is because they're not doing the work, or they're not doing the work. I've heard that experiencing Kundalini can be scary. Is that true? Yes, totally. Anytime something happens that you're unfamiliar with, there's a level of fear. Has anyone told you that you're a goober? I've been called a goofy goober. I actually was, believe this, Chacha? My little daughter-in-the-law called me a goofy goober this morning. So you could say I'm a super goofy goober. This question, Ferocious Flame, by the way, how do you bond with a partner during periods when it's hard to bond? Patiently. Because there's seasons for bonding, there's seasons for separation, especially if you're a third line or a sixth line. One of your strategies in relationships is going to be breaking bonds. Like learning how to take space in a way that you're not abandoning someone, but you're also not helping them to bypass dealing with their abandonment issues. Because we've all got abandonment issues. Again, at one point, our mom just gave us everything, fed us everything. Like we were manifesting on like the next level to us. But then as an adult, now we have to manifest a different way. Do you believe everything happens for a reason, or sometimes it's just consequences? Can it be both? Like everything happens for a reason because you assign it, but then also everything happens as a consequence of something else. So there's always a cause and what do you call it? Cause and effect. I just watched your video on sleep token. I just like to listen to you talk. Oh my gosh. Praise. I love sleep token so much. I watched someone the other day, a Christian woman, talk about how she was listening to her son listening to sleep token, and that the Holy Spirit told her not to let her son listen to it because there's something dark about it. And I just kind of laughed about that because I'm like, aren't you like protected by the Most High? Is that protection? And one of the things too is like I wonder, because sleep token uses a lot of 3/4 rhythm, which is very hypnotic and trancy. And a lot of Christians, especially like the Christian pagan history, pagans were like all 3/4, Christians were like all 4/4, and it was just like fundamental differences in the states that you want to invoke that connect you to spirituality. For a lot of Christians, that is fear equals reverence, and for a lot of pagans, it's fearlessness equals reverence. And there's again the Buddha. There's the middle way. Thanks for putting me on a sleep token. It's been a wonderful learning experience. Yeah, and if you listen to the music, it's like there's nothing like evil or satanic about it. There's a lot of popular music that is super evil. A lot of pop music is so evil, but you let your kids listen to that? Don't talk to me. It's cutting off for me too. Sorry if the internet is kind of crummy, guys. Sometimes the wind is like really gnarly. That was supposed to say you have a calming voice. Oh, call me the voice. Not at all. Satanic people are so fast to judge, right? Yeah. And that's the thing though, is like why, like a Christian, a typical sheep Christian person, because there's plenty of Christian people that are not sheep people, but there's a lot of them that are. There's just the majority of people in general are sheep people. And I don't mean that, I mean that in a derogatory term of like, you're not the alpha. Other people make decisions for you. Those sheep people will watch someone crying profusely, like dealing with the trauma of something insanely traumatic as an adult, and they'll say they're possessed. They shouldn't be moving like that. They know nothing about the nervous system. They know nothing about the body. That's why they burned witches. They're like, how is this person helping people? Like only our God can help people. Why do they have a broom? What is the broom? So they could fly around at night? No, so they could sweep their house and all the food out of their house so that the rats don't come, so that they don't get the plague. Oftentimes people get burned at the stake because they're listening to their inner authority. And so there's a very real consequence to listening to your inner authority, is that you threaten the external authority. And sometimes the external authority is batshit crazy. This is why it's important to be deadly. It's important to have a relationship with violence where you can defend yourself and you don't just check out. The pacifist spiritualist person, useless. I'm afraid that if I join the archive, I might get a crush on you, and I'm so. Don't worry, you can have a crush on me, but I am your brother. I also have a partner and kids and stuff like that. So, but like, great example though. That transparency is so beautiful because like we can make that crush and leverage that and make it so innocent and so playful and beautiful, like the way that like little kids, there's like, I don't know why I like you. I like you. Okay, cool. Let's play games. Let's have fun. Join. Don't be afraid because you probably already have a crush. Don't worry. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing bad's gonna happen. If anything, I'm going to help you install a vibration in you that you get someone that is better than me and perfect for you. Just listening to you, I can actually feel in my body for once. Amazing. So with that, let's go into our bodies for a little bit. Let's see, what technique do we want to do here? Um, 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 um. Hmm. Okay, I got it. Glove pulls. This is kind of an advanced one. Cool, that's what I wanted to hear. Thanks. Yeah, I got you, friend. This is kind of an advanced one, but we're going to do it anyway. It's called a glove pull. Imagine that you're wearing a glove. I want you to take your hand, put it under your rib right here, like under your armpit, squeeze it with your other arm. And then what I want you to do is I want you to traction backwards with your whole arm. You see my whole arm is moving backwards? It's not just my shoulder. It's not just my elbow. It's my whole arm moving backwards. And then I'm going to take this, and it's like I'm trying to pull a glove off. And so I'm going to pull both my arms backwards. And what you want to do is you want to feel the traction, the pulling of the skin on your hands. And then we're just going to smell, swallow, blow a cool stream of air. This cool stream of air is to prevent you from dumping your pressure. So every time you smell, build pressure in your lungs, build expansion in your rib cage, and we're just trying to pull our hand out, but we're using the bite here to keep our arm in. Wilmer, this one's for you because you're saying listening to me actually makes you feel in your body. I want to like re-solidify that because I will just keep talking, and I'm happy my talking is helping you be in your body, but also let's do some exercise. And you can put as much effort behind this as you want. Like if it's morning and you want to wake up, you can put a lot of effort into this and try and distribute the weight and the pain. If you feel any pain or any burning in your body, see if you feel burning like right here or right here, try and get that burning sensation to move and be dispersed. What does this accomplish? So this is helping to repressurize your blood. We've got a compression here. We've got coiling happening here. We've got traction in the hands, switch sides. And so if you have, which everyone has, G center and heart. This is a heart and G center exercise. It's helping to establish a sort of like relationship between your left part of your body and your right part of your body. Again, arm is tractioning back, arm is tractioning back, and I'm creating this like pressure on myself. I'm breathing out against that pressure. Smelling, swallowing, cool stream of air. And then you release. And now your G center has been touched. Discord be blowing up. Yeah, so that's, and again, this is just like, if you like this is the tip of the iceberg. This is the very tip. I have a membership, link is in the bio, it's called the Archive. We will show you everything that we know. Not a place for you to find a teacher though. Your teacher is your body. We're just going to give you some ways to connect with your body that you probably definitely haven't experienced before. Say something about the relationship between a 2-4 projector and a 1-3 manifester. Very different profiles there. One of you cares a lot more about the projector, probably cares more about their network than the other. Manifester might move a little bit faster. Projector might need a little bit more time to wind down. Definitely should be sleeping in your own bed. Fundamentally, they're just different. Manifestors have channels where they're constantly initiating, they're constantly in a state of manifestation. Projectors are here to wait to be recognized. Both of you need a somatic understanding of your authority. I broke my left shoulder 1 year ago, created an imbalance. Left side's too tight, right side is hyper. I'm a singer having blockages in the right ear. This kind of stuff will be really good for you. Because it's like your left hand and your right hand have always been different, but now they're like really, really different. But you might have loved your left side more than your right side, or vice versa. I don't know. Um, Sensory design can probably help you though. Because again, it's like being out of whack is a result of not circling around your center or not moving from your center. So it's like one of the ways that you can find center, right, is you can kind of visualize it, or you can sense it. It's like one of the ways that you can find center is take your hands, put them against your chest, push your hands together. Now, as you're pushing your hands together, flex your biceps and see if you can't get your skin to do this, going around. Push your chest up into your hands, but do it without arching your back. You don't want to do this. You want to do this. See that? It's not this. It's I'm taking the air and pushing it into. Epley maneuver might help with the inner ear issues too. Yeah, we all got this like little snail in our ear that's like filled with liquid. That feels good, Maria? Cool. If that feels good and you've got it in your budget, come check out my membership. Membership is $37 a month, and there are so many ways that these exercises can help you. And they're based in human design as well. So we lightly touch on human design concepts, especially in the first season, in terms of like, hey, these are exercises that are really good for the head and ajna, helps to repressurize that. This is exercises for the throat, makes your neck stronger, makes your blood, like this one that we did intuitively. I was just like, oh, we've been talking about the G center and the blood and direction and identity. That's for the G center. That's for the G center. Creating an actual sense of center rather than, oh, I think I'm centered. It's I feel I'm centered. Hitting the witch wound and the inner child wound. Oh, yeah. I live in Maui. I'm a Maui boy now. 4-1 generator, and I never feel like I can get enough done. So you probably don't have a sense of sacral. You've been probably getting everything done with your mind and your gut. Like, do you ever burn out under the moon? Do you experience burnout often? I would imagine so if you feel like you never get enough done. Yo, I could tell the vibes I'm from. Oh, what's up, because yeah, sick. I haven't been to Oahu in a minute, but I definitely would be open at some point if there's enough of an audience to go do a workshop out there or something. Okay, yeah. So the definition of a sacral is you work when you got energy and you don't work when you don't have energy. In the sense that it's like when you're creative, you use that creative energy up like a madman, and then when you're out of it, you're done. You don't have anything else. Your mind will probably fall in love with the creative part of yourself, and sometimes your mind can be so good and it can synthesize sacral energy even though your sacral is not actually producing sacral energy. It does this by putting you under an immense load of inspiration. You're constantly seeking inspiration. You're constantly comparing yourself to others. You might constantly be trying to solve problems for other people or solve problems in the world with your art and your creativity. The key of getting out of this is to just get into an actual sense of self. So one of the things that I want you to practice is when you're feeling that like, oh, I don't know if this is enough, what you want to start doing is play around with abdominal pressure. So grab your body, different parts of your belly. This is a great place to start. Pinch your crab claws, push in. See how my it goes in? Inhale. That's going to push your fingers out, and then exhale. That's going to let the fingers go back in. Now what I want you to do is push the fingers out with an inhale, and then when you exhale, don't let the fingers go back in. And in fact, see if you can't push them out more. Inhale again. See if you can push the fingers out more. Exhale. Push the fingers out more. You want to be able to hold that for 2 minutes. It can be very taxing. Pinch high, pinch low, pinch deep, pinch shallow. You want to be able to expel. You can even drive in here. You want to be able to drive your fingers out of your body. This is going to give you a sense of, and as you're doing that, think of it like a balloon or a barrel full of water. You want pressure going out, forwards, back, left and right, diagonals. You want it all going out at the same pressure everywhere and down. This should also help your pelvic floor inflate, and that's where the sacral actually is. It's in the sacrum. And if you inflate the sacrum, that's going to help you with actually being able to sense your sacral physically, as opposed to, is this sacral energy? Is it not sacral energy? Well, inflate your sacral. Bring your awareness from your mind and thinking and the outer world. Close your eyes, smell, swallow, all the way down into your sacral, inflate your sacral, ground yourself into your seat, and get information about whether or not it's enough is enough from your pelvic floor and your sacrum as a physical organ. I think of it like you're bouncing a ball off of a wall. Stop playing the game out here, comparing yourself to other people. Start playing it in here. Bounce your breath off of your sacrum and bounce it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm on a bouncy ball. Cool question. As someone with an undefined sacral, I can definitely relate to this in particular, like wanting to be creative even though I don't have energy and feeling like it's never enough. And again, it's all a mind trick and a mind job. So you don't fight the mind, that's what the mind is supposed to do, but you have to override the mind and you have to oppress the mind with your body. Okay, guys. Well, this live is going to be coming to an end very, very soon. Thank you guys for asking such wonderful questions and taking the time to tune in with me. This has been really wonderful. If you want to learn more of this, make sure that you're following. And whether you're new to human design or you've learned human design, what's a quick tip for calming my nervous system? Smelling, swallowing, blowing a cool stream of air. Look up to the right, look up to the left. Do that for like 10 minutes. You'll be very chill. And again, if you want more techniques, if you want more support, if you want more one-on-one type, well, I guess it's community, but I do give one-on-one attention to the people that are actually showing up and having the transformations. Come check out the archive. It's a membership. It's $37 a month or $27 a month if you bill annually. Heavily underpriced. I get that from everyone. It's like they're like, whoa, I was not expecting this much value for $37. I'm like, yeah, I know. We're like the Robin Hoods of the spiritual and fitness industry. So if you want to bridge the gap between your spirituality and your fitness and your workouts, and you're into human design, or you want to be into human design but it's overwhelming, you want to be healthy, you want to be beautiful, you want to actually like feel that in your body, and you want to feel like yourself, manifest your way, and not like how everybody else is telling you that I have the formula for manifestation, blah blah blah. Come check out the archive. Come see for yourself. Link is in the bio. I have reports on my website. I have an app for human design, neutrino design. I have a book list. I have I think I said sessions. I do sessions. And all of that is via the link in my bio. I also go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So you're more than welcome to just continue to come back here and we can chat and do all kinds of things. All right, guys. Much love to you. Thanks for sticking around. Catch you on the flip side. And yes, we are also having a live call today in the archive in 2 hours. So if you are available for that, you want to get on, hop in the archive, and you'll be able to join class. We have 2 live classes a week. Sorry I missed this one, but I had you hope to catch you soon. I will be back on Wednesday, so no worries. And welcome to the couple people that I just saw joining the archive. We'll see you shortly. All right, guys. See you next time. Peace. Men and women of the law, I will see you next time or in class. Peace.